All right, let's dive right in. We're going to break down one single, absolutely pivotal week, April 19th to the 26th, 2026. And look, this wasn't just another 7 days of AI news and updates. No, this was the moment the very ground shifted under our feet, completely redefining the global AI landscape. Let's get into what actually happened. And this quote right here, this is the key to understanding everything else we're about to talk about. We have to move past thinking of AI as just a clever app or a chatbot on our phones. The events of this week prove that AI has become strategic infrastructure, as fundamental as the electrical grid or the internet itself. This is now a game of power in every single sense of the word.
So that brings us to the first major battlefield in this new era, the all-out race for raw computational power. For a minute, let's forget about who has the cleverest chatbot. The real battle, the one that truly matters, is for control over the compute, the sheer energy and processing muscle that's going to power the next economic revolution.
And just to wrap your head around the scale we're talking about, just look at OpenAI. During this specific week, they weren't just launching their new agentic model, GPT 5.5, which is basically an AI that can act on its own to do complex jobs for you. They also revealed they have 900 million weekly active users. That's not a user base. That's a massive, global distribution network for the future of work itself.
And then, of course, you follow the money. Amazon dropped a bombshell with a potential new investment of up to $25 billion in their partner, Anthropic. I mean, that is a staggering amount of cash. But the really interesting question is, what is that money actually buying? Because it's not just about funding some new software.
No, it's about this. 5 gigawatts. That was the other crucial part of the Amazon Anthropic deal, securing access to 5 gigawatts of computing capacity. To give you some perspective, that is enough energy to power a small city. This is the whole point. The big money isn't just for code anymore. It's flowing into securing raw power. It's the fuel for the entire AI engine.
And this table just lays out the strategy perfectly. You can see how the tech titans are positioning themselves. So you've got OpenAI, right? They're shifting from just being a chatbot maker to creating an agentic platform, a provider of autonomous work. Then there's Amazon and Anthropic, who are all about locking down the raw materials, the compute, and the energy. And Google? Well, they're playing the long game, trying to own the entire stack, from their brand new custom AI chips, the TPU V8s, all the way up to their enterprise apps. 3 giants, 3 totally different infrastructure plays.
So, as these massive corporations battle for control, you know who's waking up and taking notice? Nations. Suddenly, having access to AI capacity isn't just a commercial advantage anymore. Nope. It's becoming a core piece of national security and economic independence. We're talking about digital sovereignty. And during this week, we saw 2 completely different national strategies emerge. On one side, you have Japan. Through their NEC and Anthropic deal, they're being strategic. They're guaranteeing national access to these powerful AI models and building up their own local expertise. They're partnering to get inside the system. But on the other side, you've got Brazil taking a totally different approach: regulation. Their antitrust authority launched an investigation into Google, treating AI's impact on local news not as a tech issue, but as a domestic competition problem. So one nation partners up, the other one lays down the law. Okay, so if AI is the new infrastructure, it means the old rulebook just got thrown out the window. The way we invest, the way we govern, and the way we think about risk, it's all changing, and fast. Let's start with how the money itself is shifting. Now, this is fascinating. This research from Gartner shows something that might surprise you. The most successful organizations, the ones actually winning with AI, they are investing 4 times more money into data and governance than into the AI models themselves. So think about that. The key to success isn't just having the flashiest new model. It's about having the right data, the right rules, and the right oversight in place for this incredibly powerful new infrastructure.
And get this, even the big, dramatic legal battles are evolving. Take the huge lawsuit between Elon Musk and OpenAI. Right before the trial, the fraud allegations were dropped. The entire case now comes down to 2 fundamental questions of governance: unjust enrichment and whether OpenAI broke its original nonprofit mission. You see the shift? This isn't a product dispute anymore. This is a landmark fight over how we should govern the organizations that control this new global infrastructure.
Okay, so let's pull all these different threads together. In just 1 week, we've seen corporate strategy, geopolitics, and even the legal system all start moving in the exact same direction. So what does it all mean when you piece it all together?
It really boils down to this 3-step transformation. First, the capital. The biggest checks aren't being written for software anymore. They're for raw compute, for chips and gigawatts of power. Second, geopolitics. Nations now view AI capacity as a core strategic asset that they have to secure or control. And third, governance. The most important legal fights are now about who controls the underlying infrastructure, not just the apps running on top of it. All the signs are pointing to one undeniable conclusion. AI isn't just a product anymore.
And that leaves us with one final, incredibly important question. For more than 100 years, controlling energy has shaped global power. It's decided winners and losers. Now, as we stand here at the very dawn of a new infrastructural age, we all have to ask ourselves, if AI really is the new electricity, who gets to control the switches?
Look, if you want to stay ahead of these absolutely critical shifts happening in macroeconomics, AI, and technology, make sure you follow the Macroeconomia IA channel. We break down these complex topics every single week. All the links are right there in the description, so be sure to follow along and stay in the loop. And just a quick disclaimer before we go, this material is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not in any way an investment recommendation or financial advice. Thanks for tuning in.